Okay. Hello, my name is Dakota Jarvie. I'm at Maria's bookstore in Durango today, and I'm going to be reading out of the Phantom Tollbooth. Have you ever heard a blindfolded octopus unwrap a cellophane-covered bathtub? He inquired again, as the air was filled with a loud, crinkling, snapping sound. Sitting at the table, busily mixing and measuring, was the man who had invited them in. He was wearing a long white coat with a stethoscope around his neck and a small round mirror attached to his forehead. And the only really noticeable things about him were his tiny mustache and his enormous ears, each of which was fully as large as his head. "Are you a doctor?" asked Milo, trying to feel as well as possible. "I am Cacophonus, a discord doctor of dissonance," roared the man, and as he spoke, several small explosions and a grinding crash were heard. "What does the A stand for?" stammered the nervous bug, too frightened to move. "As loud as possible," bellowed the doctor, and 2 screeches and a bump accompanied his response. "Now step a little closer and stick out your tongues." Just as I suspected," he continued, opening a large dusty book and thumbing through the pages. "You're suffering from a severe lack of noise." He began to jump around the wagon, snatching bottles from the shelves, until he had a large assortment in various colors and sizes collected at one end of the table. All were neatly labeled: loud cries, soft cries, bangs, bongs, smashes, crashes, swishes, swooshes, snaps, crackles, whistles and gongs, squeaks, swacks, and miscellaneous uproar. After pouring a little of each into a large glass beaker, he stirred the mixture thoroughly with a wooden spoon, watching intently as it smoked and steamed and boiled and bubbled. "Be ready in just a moment," he explained, rubbing his hands. Milo had never seen such unpleasant-looking medicine and wasn't at all anxious to try any. "Just what kind of a doctor are you?" he asked suspiciously. "Well, you might say I'm a specialist," said the doctor. "I specialize in noise, all kinds, from the loudest to the softest, from the slightly annoying to the terribly unpleasant. For instance, have you ever heard a square-wheeled steamroller riding over a street full of hard-boiled eggs?" he asked. And as he did, all that could be heard were loud crunching sounds. "But who would want all those terrible noises?" asked Milo, holding his ears. "Everybody does," said the surprised doctor. "They're very popular today. Why, I'm kept so busy, I can hardly fill the orders for noise pills, racket lotion, clamor salve, and hubbub tonic. That's all people seem to want these days." He stirred the beaker of liquid a few more times, and then as the steam cleared, continued. "Business wasn't always so good. Years ago, everybody wanted pleasant sounds, and except for a few bad during the wars and earthquakes, things were very, very bad. But then the big cities were built, and there was a great need for honking horns, screeching trains, clanging bells, deafening shouts, piercing shrieks, gurgling drains, and all the rest of those wonderfully unpleasant sounds we use so much of today. Without them, people would be very unhappy. So I make sure that they get as much as they want. Why, if you take a little of my medicine every day, you'll never have to hear a beautiful sound again. Here, try some."